Sorry for the delay, everybody. Having some issues with the stream, but it looks like we got things up and running once again. I'm Steve Singer with Holler Boys Racing TV for coverage of tonight's Shake and Bake 200 presented by Activity Hub Bali. Got about 4.5 minutes of practice left to go in the session before we jump into qualifying. Top time right now is Glenn Klein. It's a 51.62, not a bad time. I practiced a little bit myself recently with these cars at Talladega. We were running in a big pack in the 50-second range, high 50s, but I'm sure we'll see times up in that vicinity here come race time. A short look through the field here. Said Glenn Klein top of the board right now in that number 64 Toyota Tundra. Jamie Nankervis, again, I'm still probably butchering that name. I still haven't figured out the right pronunciation, but maybe somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. It's in that number 18 Chevy Silverado. Matty Simpson, he is showing third quick in that 117 truck. Andy Barber in the number 5 Chevy Silverado. He was third quick. Now he's dropped back to fourth quick because Adam Malone in the number 4 truck. Bit of a wreck here in practice. Adam Malone is our new top time at a 51.34. As we said, those times already starting to come down here late in practice. Warpham Gaming, do you guys have a video feed now? Is it showing up? I did go in on my end, it does show it, so hopefully you guys are getting it too. If not, backup feed is Facebook, or primary, maybe YouTube's the backup, but I like to record them there, so. Benefits of multi-streaming. As I said, tonight's race, Shake and Bake Activity Hub Bali 200 from Talladega Super Speedway. Got 76 laps around this 2.66 mile super speedway. Taking a look at the race information, of course, 76 laps, as I said. System says 2.65 miles. I just think it depends on where you're taking that measurement from. Just about 1 minute to go here in the session. Adam Malone still on top of the board, 51.34. Time differences are a little bit tighter than last week at Vegas. Again, the draft playing a major factor in that. Here's a good-looking truck. I'm going to try this name too, Joe Torcasio. Good Irish name. Not so much. Good-looking truck, though. Pink for October, I'm assuming. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Looks like DIYsim.com, it appears on the side of that truck. Yep, and the back. Looks like we have wrapped up practice. Let's see who takes to Talladega Superspeedway first to put in their qualifying time. Looks like newcomer Vincent Short first to the track. Vincent Short out of Cayuga, Indiana, retired U.S. Air Force. Member of Holler Boys Racing. Vincent using that super high lane just to build up some momentum on his out lap. These engines are restricted at the super speedways, Daytona and Talladega, so it takes at least a full lap, if not a lap and a half to two, to get really up to speed. Take full advantage of that horsepower under the hood. Some drivers even take that first timed lap and kind of throw it away, so that second lap is their fast time. Looks like Vince is down low, though, so he's trying to clock in a time for lap one. Let's see where he ends up. So he flies down the Alabama Gang super stretch. 4,000 feet long. Vince way down on the apron trying to shorten the distance. Crosses the line with a 55.51 in his first lap. That puts him at P1 for now. He's still in the throttle. Let's see if he can improve here on lap two. Vincent Short, so far, our provisional pole sitter. Dean Guilfoyle checks in second. Joe Turcasio is third. Sean Stamper fourth. Maxie Marshall fifth. Vincent just about a half a tenth quicker than second place Dean Guilfoyle. Carson Conway jumps into the top five along with Derek Jacobs. Vince Short down on the apron once again. If he can improve here on lap two, let's take a look at the line. Lap two is a little slower. Lost about a tenth there on lap two. On board with Raymond Jaeger. Jaeger. Tom Pritchard to the top of the board, lap one, and calls it quits. Great lap time for Pritchard. And that number 6 machine, a 55.48, just a little bit quicker than Vincent on that 005 truck. Let's see if there's anybody else still doing a timed lap. Aiden Schultz is on track. The number 52 Toyota Tundra. Aiden does not sound like he's up to full song. Time's in at 1:02. Definitely not full throttle on that attempt. Matty Simpson, he's full throttle. First lap of 56.073. Right now, Matty's in the 23rd spot. Let's see if he can improve on lap two here. we lost him. That appears to be the session. So Tom Pritchard in the 6 truck. Great lap of 55.485. He's going to start from pole. On the outside of the front row is Hollerboy Racing's Vincent Short in the 005 machine at not even a half a tenth slower than Tom Pritchard. Third is Dean Guilfoyle in the 420 machine. Fourth, Kevin A. Smith in the 14 truck. Fifth is Raymond Jaeger, or Jagger. Again, someone correct me, please. I'm drowning over here. Sixth is also Hollerboy Racing's Carson Conway. Seventh, Nigel Patton in the 90 truck. Eighth is Andy J. Barber. Ninth is Darren McKenzie. 10th is Derek Jacobs. 11th is Michael Shore in the 07 truck. Number 12th spot is Adam Malone in the 4. 13th is Adam Marinovich. 14th, Todd May. 15th, Steve McLennan. 16th is Nathan Button. 17th is Brett Elder. 18th is Graham Ellis in the 555. 19th is Riss Clayton. 20th is Will Jesberg. 21st, Neil J. McKenzie. 22nd is Joe Turcasio. 23rd, Matty Simpson. 24th, Sean Stamper. 25th, Glenn Klein in the number 64 machine. 26th is Colton Lights. 27th, Maxie Marshall on the inside of Devin Stove in the 161. 29th, Tristan Coach. 30th, Jamie Nankervis in the 18. 31st, Aiden Schultz. 32nd, Kobe Jordan. 33rd, Jason Holtzworth. 34th, Brett Campbell. And rounding out the field in 35th is Andrew Layton with BSR in that number 84 machine. Just getting ready to get moving here for the first of one pace lap, our formation lap. I believe we're only going to go one here. Trucks are off and running, and I believe the next time by, we will take the green to get this 76 lap event underway. 200 miles around the Talladega Superspeedway. Some varying strategies I'm sure we will see here tonight. These trucks are running on a 75% fuel load, so not the full tank that they're used to. We're also not running a 500 or 400 mile race, so it's going to kind of induce some fuel and pit strategy here, and everyone's going to have a different idea what they're going to want to do. Pit early, pit late, wait for cautions, fill it full, 2 tires, no tires. It's certainly going to be fun to watch and see what kind of strategy these guys are going to play and try to pull off a win here tonight. Pace car about to duck down pit lane. Now, it's not like Daytona where you get the green flag right in the center of the tri-oval. Old Bill France Sr. decided, you know, we're going to put that start-finish line about 1,000 feet further down the track. But we're under green. Trucks are in the gas. And the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200 is underway. Out to an early lead, Tom Pritchard in the number 6 machine. Vincent Short followed closely in the 005 with Kevin Smith in the 14. P3. Trucks all getting relatively single file in the inside lane. Vincent Short looking to the high side already without help. Not sure if he's going to be able to make that pass without a little bit of a push from behind. Carson Conway tucking in behind teammate Vincent Short on the high side. Vince now does have a pusher. Outside line getting kind of organized. The 72 not quite tucked into that back bumper of the 05. Six truck of Tom Pritchard continues to lead. Lap 2 of 76. Inside lane here at Talladega in this package does seem to be a bit of an advantage, but the high side, if it can get organized and get a good handful of trucks single file, usually they can get the momentum to get around, but it usually is just enough to get that lead car in the pack to nose out in front, sometimes clear the leader, but they really need to work together to make that happen. Top 5 trucks continues to be the 6 of Tom Pritchard, 2nd Kevin Smith, 3rd Dean Guilfoyle, Derek Jacobs 4th, and 5th Darren McKenzie. Vincent Short on the outside pole started there. He's run down to about 7th spot now, dropping back slightly. '14 machine of Kevin Smith tucked right to the tailgate of the number 6. Not quite ready to make a move. I think many of these drivers are just going to get settled in, see who they're working with, see who their dance partners are, come up with a plan for later on in the race. You can't win it in the first few laps, but you can certainly throw it away. No fast repairs this evening, so if you bend the sheet metal, you're in trouble and you're in for a long night. Vincent Short and Carson Conway, the first two in that outside line, trying to get things organized. Still a little sloppy in that high lane. Not enough help to push to the front. Like I said, the inside line is king here, and it seems to be where everybody's running. Not wanting to get too aggressive too early. Comes the field into turn 3, lap 5 of 76. Tom Pritchard still your leader. Great field of trucks here at Talladega, 35 strong. A little bit of action in that high side. Guys trying to jockey for position. Looks like we're working on 3 wide going into turn 3. Some guys finally impatient enough to start making some moves. Carson Conway avoiding a hit. Keeps the fender straight on that truck. Work back through the field here and follow the action. Carson Conway dropping up to the high side, maybe going to drop to the tail of the field just to kind of let things play out. Hard to get into the minds of these drivers to see really what their plan is. March towards the front. Top 10 cars seem pretty content being where they are at. Many showing a lot of discipline here in the early stages of the Bali Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. Tristan Coach will follow the 550 machine. Tristan, I believe, is up 15 spots from where he started, now 16 spots. Working his way through the draft. Definitely on a mission. Those two trucks do appear to be painted very similarly. Not sure, maybe they are working together as a team. Certainly is paying off as they've passed about half the field at this point in the race, which is only 8 laps young. Working back through the pack, on board with Dean Guilfoyle and his Ford F-150. Sandbag Racing truck, Silverado 420 machine. Back up front, Vincent Short mounting a charge. A little bit of help there on the outside. A 3-truck pack trying to get to the front of the field. Those 4 trucks a little ways back from that outside could get tucked in underneath. They could make a charge to the front. Three wide, about 4 rows back. No help for the 89 truck trying to get back in line. He may get freight trained here. Looks like the 89 of Colton Lights dropping like a rock with no help. The 52, it looks like, slides up in front. Carson Conway now on the bottom, down to the apron to avoid contact. Carson Conway trying to find a dancing partner to get back to the front, potentially to work with the 005 truck of Vincent Short. Vincent out front in that high side, kind of working by himself, no real partner to speak of. Nobody wanting to go steady, so to speak. Front 5, still Tom Pritchard, Kevin Smith, Derek Jacobs, and Darren McKenzie, and then Andy Barber in the number 5. Tom Pritchard continuing to lead. Right on his tailgate, still the number 14 of Kevin Smith. Nobody really making huge moves up at the front of the pack for position. Just trying to get to that first fuel stop. That's where things are going to get really interesting to see if anybody just goes fuel only, 2 tires, or 4. Handling is not super important here, but the guys that pit real back in the pack may end up taking them because they don't have a whole much to lose, but a little bit of extra grip allows you to make those daring moves high-low without worrying about spinning the truck out. Sean Stamper on the outside. He now leads that very small pack. Again, no one really wants to get organized in that middle lane there. It's quite the detriment to anyone trying to push towards the front on the high side. Four cars in the middle lane, 4 trucks in the middle lane, trying to push up towards the front, but that bottom line is really organized, especially the front 4 or 5. Very content, just running nose to tailgate, not stepping out of line, not giving anybody an opportunity to sniff the draft of the truck in front of them. This leader is showing a lot of patience here early on in the Activity Hub Volley Shake and Bake 200. Field still a little bit strung out, but no one has really lost a major draft. 4 or 5 trucks in the back of the pack. If they were to line up and work towards the front, they could certainly make a charge. Is it too early? I think it might be. These races tend to drag on a little bit in the early stages, but don't go anywhere because the action will pick up. Nobody wants to wreck this truck early and be out of the event without a chance to finish well. Let's ride on board with Vincent Short, see what he sees in the 005 Popple Holler Boys Racing Chevy Silverado. Vince looking for that 5th spot. Looks like he's going to lose a spot, though. He's dropped down to the 8th position, now 9th. No drafting help on the outside once again. Number 96 black and green machine. Looks like a turtle. Turtles on board. Number 96. Still only 3 trucks really together on that middle lane. It's not enough to move to the front. They need more help than that. Another big mover back in the field, Andrew Layton. Number 84 machine out of Huntington Beach, California. He's up 12 spots from the start of the race, slowly working his way through the pack. Unfortunately, another big mover is Dean Guilfoyle, but he's going the wrong way. He is down 22 spots from the start as he currently rides. 25th position. Now again, as we said, there's a whole bunch of different strategies involved here. A lot of them making plans to stay at the back and let the dangerous accidents unfold out in front. Some guys just want to mix it up and be there, involved. It is a race after all. David Bradford chiming in. Lights drives like he hasn't done this before. I don't know about that. I haven't really seen him doing much as far as this race is concerned, but he's been around a little while. Good looking truck too. Colton giving a push to the 005. Looks like Vincent Short has some damage on the left side of that truck. David Bradford making a bit of a point here that when they start to get a run, the 89 does appear to jump to the outside, but they really do need to get formed up in a line to get that momentum around the front leaders. They're going to need more than 3 trucks, though. Tom Pritchard, our pole sitter, continues to lead. This is starting his 21st lap as the leader. He started on pole, has not relinquished the spot at any point thus far. Seems like I've only got one guy chatting with me here in the stream. It's David Bradford. David Bradford, I've raced with David before. He has a huge amount of experience in this iRacing game. He's been doing this for, I believe, 10 years. So he's pointing out a good point. They're coming up on stops here pretty soon with a 75% fuel load. These guys are about to be ducking off into pit lane for maybe tires, but definitely fuel. Jeff Young chiming in, waiting for someone to bin Guilfoyle and make my weekend. Oh boy. I'm sure there's a backstory there. Dean Guilfoyle in the 420 machine. He is currently running in the 25th spot. And as we talked recently, pit stops are about to get underway. Some are coming in now. The leaders are still out. Joe Torcasio. What happened there? We'll keep an eye on the leaders. They're going to duck down pit lane real shortly. Maybe this time by, maybe another lap. We'll see. As I said, strategy is key here, especially when you really need a partner to work your way to the front. If you don't have a partner, you got to find another way. Everybody coming down pit road at this point. It's a big mess getting in here. No one's backwards yet, so that's a plus. Looks like the 4 truck got on pit lane real well. The 6, not too bad. I think the 4 may be laps down now. Current leader on track is the 550 at Tristan Coach. Tristan and Aiden Schultz, almost certain these guys are teammates. They've been working together since the drop of the green and, well, almost identical paint schemes. Schultz gets to the outside there, a little bit later on the braking than the 550 machine. And we've got a wreck in the pits. 4 or 5 trucks, it looks like, getting caught up in pit lane. Can't quite see. The 550 had trouble getting into his stall as well. Leaders are cycling through. Right now it's the 90 machine and Nigel Patton. They will peel off the track and head to pit road themselves. Patton still shown as the leader, but they're going to cycle back through. I believe the 6 will inherit that. Maybe the 02 of Darren McKenzie. Darren McKenzie is going to cycle to the front. The 6 close behind, riding the tailgate of that machine. Small 3-truck pack at the front. David Bradford chiming in once again. These guys pitting here can make it on one more stop, guaranteed. Ever the strategist. Thank you for that information for sure. That's going to make things interesting if it stays green the rest of the way. Not typical for Talladega. Usually we have some major mayhem, but maybe they'll save it for the end. Looks like McKenzie and Pritchard are sporting the same sponsor. Could be teamworks going on as well up here in the front. Just letting the 02 lead for a little while. Again, lap 26. It's still relatively early here in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. Front 4 grouped back up. We got an outlier on the outside. Once again, it's the 89 machine of Colton Lights. Lead pack is now about 7 machines. Going to be 8 here shortly. David Bradford's comment about the heroes and zeros. I think we're looking at the heroes right here. 8 trucks in the lead pack. Couple behind them a ways back. They're going to have to work real hard to catch that lead group. Carson Conway leading that 3rd pack, if you can even call the 2nd pack a pack. And in that group, nose to tail, Carson Conway in front of that pack. Vincent Short in the 005 right behind. Got Sean Stamper, Steve McLennan, Michael Shore. Almost didn't recognize Michael. Different colors this week from Las Vegas. Still in the 07 truck with the Southern Stars sponsorship. Tivity Hub Bali on the back tailgate there. Further back, we got another group of trucks here. It's 3-truck pack. It's our 4th pack from the league going through the tri-oval right now. Leaders are just going off 2 down the backstretch. The field is really strung out quite a bit here with these green flag stops that have wrapped up. Everybody pit on about lap 23 to 25 seems to be the window. Most of our leaders pit in that 23 to 24 area. Not quite sure how low on fuel they were at that time, but as David Bradford had mentioned previously, the guys that pit on lap 25 can definitely make it to the end, but we're not sure about the leaders. Our biggest mover so far is Aiden Schultz in that 52 truck. He's up 27 spots since the drop of the green flag, currently running in the 4th position. Next closest mover is Colton in that 89 machine. He's up 21 spots from the start. It's finally tucked into line in that inside lead pack. Looking back at the second group of trucks, seemingly pretty racy back here. They need to get lined up together and just work towards that lead pack. Lead pack's got a full straightaway advantage. Looks like Vince Short trying to get a push together. Most of the trucks are working on that inside line. They got to stay together. Can't keep breaking momentum and getting stuck in that draft and then getting hung out. Very impressed so far with the patience of most of these drivers. We're 34 laps into this event. We haven't had a yellow yet, knock on wood. Most of these guys are really sticking to that single file. Let's not make too many problems, and let's just work our way near the end of this race and then worry about it, which is good if you want a lot of trucks around at the end. Darren McKenzie, the 0-2 truck, continues to lead. Tom Pritchard patiently sitting in that second spot. Pritchard led the race from the drop of the green to the first green flag stop. Taking a peek at the second pack, it appears they're starting to work their way towards that lead pack. As I said, the leaders pit a little bit earlier compared to everybody else. They may be in fuel save mode at this point, so it's allowing that group to catch them, but they are a little more organized than they have been, certainly helping them. It's right on board with Will Jesberg. Will is wearing one of our helmet cams. He's at the front of that second group, but at this point, you can't even really see the lead pack in the distance. Still got a ways to go before they're going to catch him. We're about halfway right now. You got the right idea, single file and just keep your foot to the floor. Mason, I'm not 100% sure what happened with Kevin. I know there was an incident on pit road during that cycle. Did not bring out the yellow, but there was about 4 to 6 trucks involved in that crash. Kevin's definitely at the bottom of the board right now, so may have been involved, not sure. It's too bad. Kevin Smith was definitely a front runner early on. He looked strong. Back up to the front, the teammates, the 52 and the 550, trying to make a run to the lead, but it's going to be hard with only 3 trucks on that high side. Seen this show before early on in the race. There was only those 3 trying to mount a charge, just couldn't quite get up to the lead. this group continues to work side by side for a while, it's definitely going to play into the hands of that second pack. Once again, Darren McKenzie continues to lead. Tom Pritchard is second. Third is Todd May. Fourth is Aiden Schultz in the number 52. Fifth, Colton Lights in the 89. Sixth, Andy Barber in the 5. Seventh is Will Jesberg in the 83. Eighth is Vincent Short in the 005. Ninth is the 3 is Sean Stamper. And 10th is Michael Shore in the 07 Silverado. Next 2-3 laps, we may start seeing some green flag stops once again, at least by our leaders. Current leaders last stopped, at least the top 3 on lap 23. For your lap 46 or 47, we may see him start to peel off the track for service. Looks like the 550 and the 52 may be getting ready to pit here. Trying to get down to that inside line. Don't want to duck down into pit lane from the middle or high groove because that's just going to end in disaster. Looking back, though, it looks like the 550 truck is not on the lead lap. He was up there working with the leaders before. Might be waiting for a caution to get the wave around or a lucky dog. We do have one machine, Brett Elder, hitting pit lane here on lap 45. 89 to Colton Lights looking to the high side. Still no help for the 89 truck. Little late in the run to be battling for the lead. They may let him go, but he doesn't have the help. Colton also pit on lap 23, so he's going to be due for service at any moment as well. Some trucks taking the opportunity to hit pit lane. We'll keep an eye on the leaders here. See if they come down next time by. Lap 46 completion, maybe 47. And we've got some takers. It looks like all 7 trucks will hit pit road. Nice and easy, except for one black and green machine. I think that was Todd May. Yes, Todd May spun the truck on entry. Definitely going to cost him a lot of time. Vincent Short inherits the lead after the lead group takes a chance at pit lane. They're going to have an excellent stop this time. They lost about 7 seconds on their last round of pit stops to that lead pack. They're going to have to improve if they're going to catch up. New lead pack off turn 4, ducking down pit lane. Vince Short first to hit the line. Everybody onto pit road clean. Now in the midst of all that, I got a note here, Todd May crashed. More trouble for the 96 truck coming off pit lane, it appears. Well, it looks like Todd just blanked out. Vincent Short completes his service back out onto the racetrack. Meanwhile, the 90 truck, Nigel Patton, has inherited the lead. They have yet to pit. They're going to go around one more time, it looks like. They last stopped on lap 25, so they're definitely going to be due for fuel here in the next lap or two. We're going to ride on board here with Jason Holdsworth. Jason also wearing a helmet jam. Easing off the throttle down the backstretch on that inside line. I can only assume they're getting ready to make their stops. Let's see how they pull this one off. Entering turn 3. No, they go by once again. One more lap. You can hear Jason backing out of the throttle. He's definitely trying to save a little bit of fuel just to go a little further. As David Bradford had mentioned earlier, if they stop now or even in the next lap, they're definitely going to make it to the end. Only caveat to that's going to be a green-white checker. If there's one of those late, they might be in trouble. Get on board here with the 080. One truck ducking down pit lane. They're staying out once again. Current top 4, Nigel Patton, Raven Yeager, Kobe Jordan, Jason Holdsworth. Fifth place running Steve McLennan is in the pits. Cracking the throttle quite a bit through turns 1 and 2, even down the backstretch. They're really trying to save as much fuel as possible. 26 laps to go in the race. Again, we'll go back to Jason Holdsworth. Will they pit this time? It looks like it. Yo, 80's down, everybody's down. They make it in clean. So we'll go back to the 02. It looks like, again, Darren McKenzie, the 02 Ford F-150. He will go by and inherit the lead here when he crosses the stripe. Green flag stops have just cycled through. Our new and old leader, Darren McKenzie, in the 02 truck. Second place is the 5 of Andy Barber. Third is Colton Lights in the 89 Geico machine. Fourth is Aiden Schultz in the 52, and our pole sitter, Tom Pritchard, is in the 5th spot. That's the lead pack. The second pack of 5 is not very far behind, and if they stay organized, they're going to catch the leaders, and we're going to have a big pack of 10 battling it out for the top spot here at Talladega. Looks like the 83 of Will Jesberg is leading that second pack. Jesberg still about 13 seconds back from the leaders. A little better this time than the previous set of stops, but they're still losing. Getting on and off a pit lane under green is very important to maintaining track position, and they're losing it both times. Roughly about 13 seconds lost over the course of the first 2 green flag pit stop cycles. Definitely conversations to be had on Monday after that. Meanwhile, we're back up front, and Aiden Schultz has taken over the lead. With the help of some lap-down teammates. That's frustrating. Our leader, Aiden Schultz, in the 52, sandwiched between the 550 and the 015. Got a barrier of protection between him and the rest of the field. Someone to draft off of to save fuel, someone behind you to have a spacer between you and the next guy. Second place has got to be frustrated. Darren McKenzie's going to have to find a way and find some serious help to get back to the lead here. 22 laps to go. It's almost getting to time to be aggressive. Clouds have rolled in here at Talladega Super Speedway, putting some shade on the racing surface. No risk of rain here today. Current weather is a comfortable 79 degrees. The track temp is up to about 101. Not a whole lot to deal with as far as track temperature goes. Again, handling not a huge issue here at Talladega. Can be on old tires, but right now I think everybody's on fresh rubber. It's not too hot. We got plenty of tire to get to the end of this race. So Tom Pritchard in the 6th is going to have to find a way around these leaders. Of course, Darren McKenzie in 2nd as well. But again, even though he's running 2nd, he's still got to get by 3 trucks essentially. Luckily for Darren McKenzie, Tom Pritchard is a teammate, and it appears that Andy Barber is as well. Michael Shore back in the 8th spot. If he can get up there, they might be able to work together to make their way to the front. "20 laps to go in the Activity Hub Volley Shake and Bake 200, and a little move there. Darren McKenzie appears to have pushed his way to that spot behind the 2nd place running truck of Aiden Schultz. Sorry about that. The 015 of Brett Campbell. It's kind of a lead blocker for the 1st place running Aiden Schultz. Darren McKenzie was having none of it. Kept that front bumper into the tailgate of the 015 machine and got him out of the way. Didn't wreck him, certainly moved him. And the 005 of Vincent Short, unfortunately, going a lap down. Darren McKenzie in that 2nd spot, trying to come up with a game plan to get around Aiden Schultz. Aiden Schultz has some help up front with him. He's has no interest in passing the lap vehicle in front of him, as it is a teammate. Darren McKenzie, Tom Pritchard, and Andy Barber. If they can stay lined up, nose to tailgate, make a move, they've got the numbers. Looks like we got a spinner the inside of the track. If it stays off the racing surface, we may stay green. It's Devin Stove. We stay green. We'll go back real quick and take a look. A little late in the going. We'll rewind it here for you and see what happened. Truck to his inside was not clear. Around he goes to the inside wall. But no yellow. Meanwhile, Aiden Schultz still leading, catching a pack of lap trucks. This could get dicey for the leader. Lead trucks moving to the middle lane, working their way around these lap vehicles. Oh, the 550 gets turned into the wall, keeps it straight, but we got trouble going into turn 1. And we have a yellow with 15 laps to go. Tom Pritchard involved, our pole sitter. It looks like the 52 may have incidentally turned the 550, his teammate. Let's go back and look. Once again, a little too far. We'll back it up here. 52 just pushing. They get crossed up and around the 550 goes into the wall. Then the 6 of Tom Pritchard tries to avoid, clips the 18, gets turned himself. Tries to straighten it up. Collects the 550 again. And then we got Brett Campbell in the 015 again. Looks like lost an engine on the 015 machine. So some action here late. Aiden Schultz, our leader. Darren McKenzie second. Andy Barber third. Tom Pritchard in the 6th. Listed as 4th. Steve McLennan in the 5th spot. We are back to the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200 from Talladega Super Speedway. We're under our first caution with 12 laps to go. We have a big swing of things up here in the front of the pack. The new leader, Raymond Yeager in the 23. Second, Jason Holdsworth. Third, Nigel Patton. Fourth, Kobe Jordan. And fifth is Sean Stamper. Aiden Schultz, Darren McKenzie, Andy Barber, and Michael Shore are the bottom half of our top 10. Here's our top 4 trucks. Did not pit during this caution, giving them that track position. Everybody else took the opportunity, at least within the top 12 or 13. Tom Pritchard, I'm sure, to get some repairs done to that number 6 truck. Raymond Yeager in the 23 inherits the lead. First laps led today. Same show with different actors. Lights are off on the pace car. Pace car getting ready to duck down pit lane. Will be going to green. At the line, we'll have 11 laps to finish it if we can stay green till the end, but I somehow doubt it. Things are about to get aggressive here at Talladega Super Speedway in the Shake and Bake 200. Green is in the air. Field comes to life. 11 laps to go. Field coming off turn number 2 down the 4,000-foot Alabama Gang super stretch. Little jockey at the front, first and second. Little wiggle. They line it back up and keep them going. Trouble to the inside. It appears it was Carson Conway. Doesn't hit anything. Gets back on the racing surface. Field looking a whole lot different than it did earlier on in the evening. In the afternoon, we've got 2 lines of trucks getting organized to do battle here with 10 laps to go. Raymond Yeager continues to lead, but for how long? Can that outside line get organized enough to make a move to the front? It hasn't pulled off most of the evening, but they haven't really had the numbers that they do now. The stripe, 9 laps to go. The 23 still leads. Nigel Patton taking a quick look to the outside. Not enough room to get up in front of that second row. Nigel Patton all over the tailgate of that number 23 truck. He wants a way around. Can't find one yet through 3 and 4. Now 8 laps to go. Nigel Patton still taking a look, seeing where he's got an opportunity for a pass. Maybe trying to see if anybody's going to go with him if he looks to the outside. It's a bit of a death sentence. If you go out there and no one goes with you, to the back of the pack you're going to go. Three wide in the middle of the pack, jockeying for position. Top three continue to be Raymond Yeager, Nigel Patton, and Sean Stamper. Patton still looking to that outside, hoping he's going to have some help when the time comes. Keeping Yeager looking in his mirror at every opportunity to make sure he can block the advance. Had me fooled there, thought he was going for it. Oh, we've got big trouble in turn three. Crashing hard. Upside down is the 07 of Michael Shore. Still trying to drive that truck back to the pits. We are under yellow once again with 7 laps to go. Let's go back and see if we can get a look, see what happened. Replay starting in the middle of it again. Let's rewind. Looks like the 96 may have been turning the 6. '96 in the high side, 6 in the high side, 96. Todd May turns the 6 in front of the field. Go back and try to get another angle at it. From the blimp, Todd May turns the 6 in front of the 2 lower lanes. Hard impact by the 07 of Michael Shore. Well, this may change things for some guys. The drivers that pit earlier, knowing they could make it to the end, did they plan enough to do a green-white checker? We're not there yet, but it's going to be close. If we have another incident, which the way things are going, aggression level is definitely up. Would not be the least bit surprised. While we're under caution, I want to thank Inside Lane Productions for putting up some prizes here at the end of the season for our championship winner, and Activity Hub Bali for sponsoring the series. While we're under caution here, we'll jump to a quick break and be back shortly. Welcome back to Talladega. We're under our second caution, coming to 4 to go here in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. Current leader is the 23 of Raymond Yeager. Second is Nigel Patton. Third, Sean Stamper. Andy Barber in fourth, and Darren McKenzie has led quite a few laps tonight. He rounds out the top 5. Top 2 right now have that track position based on the first caution of the night. They stayed out. Top 5 cars stayed out on that particular caution, but since then we've jockeyed a little bit, had another caution. The top 2 maintain that track position from that pit strategy. Still got 13 trucks on the lead lap. That said, I would not count any of them out. From the 23 of Yeager to the 080 of Jordan, anybody's got a shot. If you're on the lead lap at this point in the race, it may just be a matter of missing the big one up front or drafting your way to the lead and the victory. Let's see if Raymond Yeager can hold off the field. Pace car's in. Green is in the air. Raymond Yeager with a decent jump. 90 of Nigel Patton tucking in behind. Third and fourth still side by side. That's Stamper and Barber. Top 5 lined up on the inside. Real stretched out restart. Two and a half laps to go here at Talladega in the Shake and Bake 200. Raymond Yeager is your leader. Second, Nigel Patton just trying to find a way around. Does he make a move to the outside and hope the 3 goes with him? It seems that he's trying to set that up. Every time he looks high, the 3 truck looks with him. 3 looking to the outside of Nigel right now. Will the 5 of Barber go with him? 2 laps to go. Nigel Patton looking high, looking low. He's got some pressure to the outside in the form of the 83 machine. Will Jesberg making a move, and Will gets clipped by the 3. Did they straighten it out? Now we've got a wreck coming to the white flag. The yellow is out once again, and as we talked about a bunch of times, it's green-white checker time here at Talladega. Oh boy, did you save enough fuel? Did you pit late enough? Can you make it to the end, or you're going to have to make the stop now? We're going to find out here soon enough. Let's try to go back and see if we can see exactly what happened. It's showing a Derek Jacobs wreck. Looks Looks like the 83 comes up and into the 99, turns the 99 front of the field. He gets collected by a couple of trucks, and the wreck is underway from there. Don't know if that was a move of desperation or just trying to get back up in line to continue on, but caused some havoc in the process. Damaged 83 of Will Jesberg from that incident. Was looking for second spot at the time. He got clipped by the 3, Sean Stamper. Didn't get a real close look at it, but it almost looked like a little bit of net code. Don't see any real damage to the 3 truck. Right front looks pretty clean. So here we are, green-white checker situation at Talladega Superspeedway in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. Raymond Yeager's your leader. Nigel Patton is second. Again, as we spoke about before, they opted not to pit on our first caution of the evening for that track position, and so far they've made it work to this point. Now, the question being, do they have enough fuel to make it? Do they need to pit this time, or can they continue to stay out? I think we've got 2 more possible attempts at a green-white checker if we need them. So that's got to be thought about as well. But I think right now, if you're leading this race, you just kind of got to go with it. If you've got enough to possibly make this particular green-white checker, you got to chance it. You got to stay out. Hope it finishes under green, and if the yellow comes out, well, you make some different decisions from there. Let's not forget about these team trucks. 5 of Andy Barber and the 02 of Darren McKenzie. A little bit of damage on that 5, but he's got a pusher and some draft out front. He's got enough to make a move at the end. Pit lane is open. We do not have any takers. Kind of what I expected. Well, we did have 1 truck making the trek down pit lane, but might just be for damages. And that's official. This will be our first attempt at a green-white checker. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by. Quite a long caution lap here at Talladega. Only running about 70, 80 mile an hour. 2.66 miles around this facility. It's snail's pace compared to the 190 miles an hour they're running in the draft. Before we go back to green, let's just go over this once more. Again, it's 79-degree air temp. Track temp, I think, was around 101. Activity Hub Bali, NASCAR Open Truck Series here from Talladega, presented by Inside Lane Productions and Activity Hub Bali. If you're interested in joining this league, stop by FullThrottleSimRacing.com and all the details are laid out there for you. Please check it out. It's a great league. It's very exciting. Great drivers involved. And I think it's a free league. Still 12 trucks on the lead lap. Last truck on the lead lap is the 420 of Dean Guilfoyle. I'm sure that makes Jeff Young real happy. It's time to decide it. Pace car looking down pit lane. Field working its way into the tri-oval. We are underway. 23 of Raymond Yeager gets a good jump. Maybe it's too good. He's going to get chewed up if these guys get lined up. The 90 of Nigel Patton is catching him in a hurry. Might make the move to the outside. Not quite. There's two trucks in that middle lane, though. It's the 5 of Barber and the 3 of Stamper. 0-2 of Darren McKenzie looking on. He's going to have to catch up to those two trucks to make a move and help draft. Looks like we've got 4 trucks in that middle lane. Leaders are going to have to make a decision here quick or they're going to get chewed up. Five truck. Raymond Yeager still leads. The 5 of Barber getting a push. Some of that right rear damage may be affecting him, but there is a 4-car draft on the outside. Coming through the tri-oval. White flag is in the air. We've made the white flag. This race will finish this lap. Next flag ends it. Yeager and Patton out to a lead by themselves with that tandem draft. The 5 and the 0-2, Barber and McKenzie can't seem to do anything with it. It might be the damage on that 5 truck holding them back, but out to a lead into 3. Raymond Yeager looking to bring this one home through turn 3. Nigel Patton still on the tailgate of that machine. Needs to back off and get a run. I don't think he's got it. Through turn 4, looking to the outside. He's got a little bit of help, but the 5 of Barber making his own move with the 0-2 pushing. Checkered flag in the air. Andy Barber's gonna win it. Darren McKenzie is second, and the 90 of Nigel Patton is third. Raymond Yeager put off a good fight, finishes 4th. Unfortunately, not going to be happy with that. Maxie Marshall is 5th. Sean Stamper in the 3 is 6th. 7th, Will Jesberg. 8th, Cody Jordan. 9th, Rhys Clayton. And 10th is Graham Ellis for Dean Guilfoyle. It just switched up on me. We'll get the official results here in a little bit. Andy Barber, our race winner. Great move there at the end. I didn't think he had anything for him going down the backstretch, but had some help from Darren McKenzie, and they brought it home 1-2. Exciting finish here in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200 with winner Andy Barber. Just going to burn it down under the flag stand. Well, they've disappeared from the racing surface, but don't worry, we'll try to get them up here in the booth for some post-race interviews. Let's see if we can find them here in the chat. All right, looks like we've got Andy Barber here in the HBR booth. Andy, do you have us?
Yeah, I got you there, mate.
Exciting finish, Andy. I'll be honest, I didn't think you had anything for him on that last lap on the backstretch. It seemed like the deficit was too great, and then all of a sudden you're right there with some help from Mackenzie. How did you pull it off? What was going through your mind there at the end?
I don't know. Well, it's my first open truck race, so I was a little bit nervous to start, but with no fast repair, I just wanted to keep it nice and clean, and we kind of got lucky there with a late caution because would have been caught a little bit short on the fuel on the run. But coming into those last two, I just kind of just wanted to sit there. I didn't really want to lead, ideally, and kind of set up a run for the outside at the end, and hopefully it would have worked. So glad it came off.
Certainly seemed like the lack of fast repairs in this event had everybody minding their P's and Q's for it really seemed like the first two-thirds of the event. And as far as fuel was concerned, what was things looking like? If it went green, were you not going to make it?
No, because I was running with our team and we are kind of running with a strategy. So having Tom leading early, naturally he burnt a little bit more fuel than us. So obviously we wanted to pit at the same time and make a greater distance together rather than come out individually. So yeah, we just kind of waited for a late caution and luckily it came for us. And then basically just wanted to get a ticket to the top five with two to go and see what happened.
Well, it definitely seemed like teammates made a difference here tonight. You guys seem to be not very far from each other at any point during the race, so that's certainly an advantage. Congratulations on the win. Is there anybody you want to thank for helping you get this done here tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Just the Southern Stars esports racing team, Darren, myself, Tom, all the other guys, Adam, Derek. Yeah, no, it's a really good team to learn off because I'm only fairly new to the NASCAR ovals, so I'm starting my second season in a lot of leagues. So now I can try and put some of those tools to good use, like today.
Well, again, Andy, congratulations. A great run. Our winner in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
No worries. Thanks a lot.
Next up, we'll bring Darren McKenzie in that 02 F-150. Came up one spot short, but looked real strong here tonight. Darren, you got us?
Yeah, copy.
Well, congratulations on the second place. I'm sure you wanted that win, but nothing a little bit sweeter is pushing a teammate to the win. What was going through your mind on that last lap? Were you just going to make it a run and try to push your teammate, or were you going to make a move for the win?
Well, we were working on that high line with Stamper as well, but they got a bit checked up, which forced me to go to the middle. And there was a tiny bit of contact between myself and Andy. I think it was on the second last lap there. And he got a bit sideways. We went back down to the low line. And from there, our plan was just to, yeah, push, catch the front two and blast past on the outside, which worked to a T.
Well, it was certainly entertaining to watch. I know the first, two-thirds of the race, things were a little passive, not very aggressive. But as the race ticked on, obviously the cautions kicked in. And how did you avoid the wrecks out there? Or really, did you? It seemed like you were a little involved in some of it. Were you not?
Yeah, I think it was the last caution there. I got a little door-to-door contact and had to go low, but luckily it kept it straight and got back on the track. But yeah, I think a couple other teammates got taken out in that one, so it wasn't a good result for the overall for the team, but we got the 1-2 in the end.
1-2 finish for sure. Our second place runner, Darren McKenzie. Again, congratulations. Is there anybody you want to thank for helping you get this done here tonight?
Yeah, here we've got Skypoint, Tiona Holiday Park, Mish's XL Garage, all the guys at Southern Stars Esports Racing Team, Full Throttle for putting the event on, and yourself for broadcasting. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate that. Once again, Darren McKenzie in the 0-2 brings it home in the second spot. One spot short, unfortunately, but a little bit sweet that he can push a teammate to the win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And last but not least, into the broadcast booth, we have Nigel Patton finishing in the third spot. This is Steve in the HBR TV booth. Do you have us, Nigel?
Yeah, I got you, Steve.
Well, Nigel, congratulations. A top 3 finish. Nothing to be upset about other than, well, wish we could have probably been second or even first. But tell us about your evening. Tell us about the event and what your thoughts were on the last lap there.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. We had a good fuel strategy there to go right to the end, but a caution sort of put the end of that. A couple of yellows there made it pretty exciting, and yeah, we thought we might have been able to get Raymond up there for the win. But anyway, Andy and Darren, too good. So congratulations to both of them too.
Well, you certainly seem very aggressive behind the leader. You kept looking high, expecting maybe, is this guy going to go with me? Is he not going to go with me? I mean, what was your mindset there? Were you expecting help if you made the move to the outside?
No, Raymond's my teammate, so I was happy to stick behind him and push him to the win. So we were working together all night, so it was pretty good.
Well, good night for yourself, finishing P3. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for helping you get this done here tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to my team, Pinnacle Esports, all the boys back in the team. Custom Paints and Diecast for their sponsorship of the car, and Full Throttle and Activity Hub Barley for putting on the league. Thanks very much.
Well, congratulations once again, and we'll see you next week.
No worries. Thanks, Steve.
That was your third place finisher, Nigel Patton, in the number 90 Chevy Silverado, finishing third here in the Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. I'd like to see if we can pull up Raymond Yeager. I don't know if he's still in the chat, because he is getting our vote for the Activity Hub Bali NASCAR Open Truck Series Inside Lane Productions driver of the race. I know he didn't bring it home to win, but a fourth place finish, pulled some strategy late in the race. Looks like he had a win, but coming off 4, things just kind of unraveled, unfortunately. But let's see if he is in the chat. Does not appear to be still with us. Frustrations may have gotten the better of him, but either way, that award goes to Raymond Yeager, Inside Lane Productions driver of the race for tonight's Activity Hub Bali Shake and Bake 200. So with that said, let's look at our final race results. With the win, of course, in the number 5 machine is Andy Barber. Second was Darren McKenzie. Third was Nigel Patton. Fourth, our driver of the race, Raymond Yeager. I was hoping he'd be here so he could tell me if I'm saying his name right. Fifth is Maxie Marshall in the 7. Sixth was Will Jesberg in the 83. Seventh, Kobe Jordan. Eighth was Rhys Clayton. Ninth, Dean Guilfoyle in the 420 machine. Top 10 for Dean. 10th was Sean Stamper in the 3. Looked like he had a top 5 going there for a while, but got caught up in an incident, it appeared. 11th was Neil McKenzie in the 42. 12th was Graham Ellis in the 555. 13th, Matty Simpson. 14th, Andrew Layton. 15th, Joe Torcasio. 16th was Vincent Short. 17th was Todd May. 18th was Adam Marinovich. And 19th, Jamie Nankervis. 20th was Derek Jacobs. 21st, Jason Holdsworth. 22nd, Steve McLennan. 23rd, it was Aiden Schultz. Aiden had a great run going. Looks like he led a little bit. He was up in the front, in the running for a win, but got caught up, I think, in a late race incident. Michael Shore, same situation in the 07, finishing 24th, 11 laps down. 25th was Tom Pritchard. 26th was Carson Conway. 27th, Colton Lights. Also ran up front for most of the evening, but again, got caught in an incident later on, ended up being 18 laps down. Tristan Coach was 28th. Coach A lot of these names I'm going to need some help with. 29th was Brett Campbell. 30th was Brett Elder. 31st was Glenn Klein. 32nd, Devin Stove. 33rd was Adam Malone. 34th was Nathan Button. And last but not least, Kevin Smith in the 14, finishing 56 laps down. Unfortunately, Kevin looked pretty strong as well for a while, but I believe he got caught out with an incident on pit lane, and that was all she wrote for Kevin. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us. Holler Boys Racing TV. And tonight's running of the Shake and Bake 200 presented by Inside Lane Productions and Activity Hub Bali. Please be sure to join us next Saturday night, 9 p.m. in the East in the United States, and I believe at 9 a.m. on the East Side in Australia on Sunday. Keep your eyes open for the schedules. We'll post it on the FullThrottleSimRacing.com pages, and you'll see it also on Hollerboy Racing TV on Facebook. We multi-stream to that platform and YouTube. We had a little issue tonight getting things up and running, but thankfully we kept the stream running throughout the evening. We didn't lose it. We were worried about that. Thank you all for joining us. Look forward to see you soon. Have a wonderful night.